Good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening to you, the good and wonderful people of the tube. Well, today I hope you're feeling grand and awesome in the world. Hello there, everybody. Today's vid, people of the tube, we are counting down my top 10 favourite amps. At this point in time, I can imagine the top 3 are going to be my top 3 forever, but the ones before that might change. Anyway, we're going to start off here, people of the tube, with the Nux Mighty Air. This thing is amazing. This was given to me by Nux to test out in 2020. It was around this time actually. It wasn't long. It was kind of, I think it was October time, September, October time. They gave me this for review in 2020, and I love it. It goes wherever I go. If I'm going away, this comes with me. Like, there is no ifs, buts or maybes. It accompanied me to France when I went to live in France for a brief period of time. I was playing it on the Eurotunnel, and much to the confusion of this woman who walked past and was like, what? And it's just amazing. It sounds fantastic. I just love it to bits. I absolutely love it to bits. And again, it's been with me for a long, it's been with me for a long time now. And I think it's just fantastic. It sounds great, it feels great to play through, and I just love it. And there isn't really much more to say about it either. It's just great. It really is. I love I've got like 4 patches set up in there. I've got like a clean, like a John Frusciante dirty clean. I've got a univibe kind of sound. I've got a mass distortion, and I've got like a soundscape one. You heard the mass distortion and the soundscape one at the beginning. Let me show you the other ones really quick. So this is the clean. It's going to sound weird because I'm in open C. So it's not, and it's got humbuckers as well, so it's going to be a bit more broken up. Then there's univibe. And then you've got your mass distortion. a sound. And then there's I've got a soundscapey one, which again is kind of like, it's kind of made for just kind of like really gentle playing, not, you don't want to dig in, otherwise it goes crazy. Works really well nice with volume swells. All from this little thing. It sounds massive. Like I say, that if you go back to that mass distortion, that big sound coming out of such a small thing is insane. Anyway, Pikachu, that's my number 10 in this rundown. Let's go to number 9 now. But seriously, the Nux Mighty Air. Behold the glory that is. It's amazing. I love it. It's been my very, very good little travel companion amp for a long time. And as long as it lives, it will be my little travel companion amp. Let's go on to number 9 now. Okie dokie, PeopleTube. In at number 9 is this. This is a Marshall MOSFET Lead 100 from 1986. The year I was born, actually. This amp is as old as I am. This was born in April. I was born in May. There we go. We are literally brothers, me and this amp. I was given this amp not working. It was absolutely broken by a subscriber. And I'm very, very grateful. But like I said, it didn't work at all. It was away for a long, long time getting fixed. It basically needed an entire overhaul. It needed new MOSFETs in it. It needed new capacitors, resistors, you name it. I think the only thing that was good in it was the transformer. Like, most of the pots have been changed out. They're all knackered. It's had a full overhaul, basically, PeopleTube. It was not in a good way at all. But it sounds amazing. And I'm not going to plug into it today because I have a video coming on it. I actually filmed a video on this absolutely ages ago. And I have yet to release it because of certain things here and there that happened. So I didn't get a chance to release this. But I have done a video on this and I will release it in the next couple of weeks. So you get to see what this thing sounds like. Because my God, does this sound amazing. I have both MOSFETs, actually. I have this one and I have the other MOSFET. It's called a 3310. And the 3310 is good, but it's nowhere near as good as this one. But at some point, PeopleTube, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a bit of a shootout and see which one you reckon is better. Because I've personally preferred this one. But yeah, the 3310 just sounds a bit thin and wispy. This one sounds really beefy and big. Also, one of my favourite guitarists of all time, Mr. Peter Klett from the band Candlebox, used this thing. Well, not this one, but this model of amp on Candlebox's debut album, where it was this and a Tube Screamer and a Les Paul to get some of his lead tones, and it's some of the best Les Paul lead tones I've ever heard. Anyway, that's number 9, PeopleTube. And again, also, the grill cloth would have been black once upon a time. These faded to this kind of like weird brown colour. And it just looks really, really cool. Another thing as well to mention, these are basically kind of like copies of like a JCM 800. And I actually don't like the 800 at all. But for some reason, I like that. And I owned a JCM 800 50 watt for a very brief period of time. And I mean brief because I just didn't like it. And I've played through a lot of 800s and I've never got on with them. But for some reason, this thing just sounds amazing. And it does have that kind of 800 kind of thing to it, but to me, this sounds like a really weird cross between like a Master Volume Marshall, not the Plexi, the JMP Master Volume, and an 800. It's got kind of like combination of both, and because of that, I like it even more. It's not just solely an 800 to me. It doesn't sound that way anyway. It doesn't feel that way either. It's just a brilliant amp. I love it to bits. Again, and it is fully solid state as well, this is. So it's 100 watt. The volume on this amp is outrageous. I would love to gig this amp, but honestly, no word of a lie, PeopleTube, I would never get away with it. It's that loud at low volume. You would never get away. The venues I get to play, you would never get away with using this amplifier. It's far too loud. And if we come down here, that's normally where I run the volume. Once you get it to 1, it's ridiculous. 2 is just absolutely blow your ears out. It's amazingly powerful, this thing is. You know, anybody who has a MOSFET about there, you must be insane. It's just so loud, it really is. But these things are great. They're a 2-channel thing, and it just looks amazing. I love it to bits. And again, massive thanks to the person who gave me it. And massive thanks to Rowan at Keld Ampworks for fixing it and repairing it. Because, like I say, it was in a very bad way when I got it. Well, it didn't work. It just didn't work at all. And there were so many problems with it. And it's now up and running, and it's happy. And it sounds amazing, and it's never going anywhere, this one. It really isn't. This is an amp that I will keep for a long, long time, people tube. It's just, I don't know, it's just one of those ones where you're just like, yes, you are mine. In 8th place, I forgot where we were already because my brain's just fried. 8th place with YouTube, we have the Fender Bassman Tone Master. This thing is insane. For the longest time over YouTube, I've got the Fender Tone Master Deluxe, and I love the Deluxe. And for the longest time, I was convinced I preferred the Deluxe. That is until I did a video that, again, I will release very soon, where I shot these things out with each other, and I just went for this one. And I've just given away that video. But anyway, I don't have any words for this thing. I love it. With a Les Paul, straight in, no pedals, with it cranked to the teeth. I mean, seriously, stick a fork in me, I am done. That is a amp. I love it to bits. I've used it live, I've used it in recording, I've used it all over the place, and it just never fails to blow me away. It's great for pedals, it's great straight in, loves everything. It's just great, it really is. But again, for me, this amp is that sound. This is my favourite, out of all this thing does, which it does a lot, my favourite sound is a Les Paul straight into it, turned all the way up to 12, and just fly. Loads of reverb and just fly. I love it to bits. People of the Tube, number 8, Fender Bassman Tone Master Series. Yes. Give the camera a second. Next up, people of the Tube, is the Marshall Studio Vintage 20. I'm sure some people go, that's not a Studio Vintage 20, Dave. It is. I've had it rehoused in a bigger box, in a full-size Super Lead box. But it is the Studio Vintage 20 chassis in there. From the moment I plugged into this amp, when my friend Nicole bought it round, I was like, I need this. And when Nicole said she was going to sell it, I immediately bought it. And I bought it all the way back from the south of France with me. And it'll never go anywhere. It literally, this is one of those amps I know will never go anywhere. You can have it when I'm dead. It's an estate sale amp. It really is just my plexi. I love it to bits. And it sounds insane. It really gets that kind of Paul Kossoff-y. Yeah, it really gets that, all the acoustics on that wall are going ape right now because that's loud, and I love it. It's so good, it feels amazing. But yeah, it's really got that Paul Kossoff thing, it does the John Frusciante thing, it does the Jimi Hendrix thing. It's just a plexi. It's a proper plexi. It sounds right, it feels right. No pedals, straight in. Feels like heaven. It really does, people of the Tube. I cannot say enough good things about that amp. And again, it's one of my only valve amps. I only own 2 valve amps. And that brings me quite neatly onto number 6, people of the Tube. I think it's number 6. I'm pretty sure it's number 6. If it's not, I can't count. But what's new there, Dave? I don't know. Anyway, that is amazing. And the next one in line is this. The Marshall Silver Jubilee reissue. So, the Jubilee might very well be my favourite valve amp I've ever played through. Very closely followed by the Studio Vintage here, obviously because of where they are in the rundown. But the Jubilee, it's just a little bit more versatile for what I want out of an amplifier. The Studio Vintage is fantastic, I love it to bits, but can't do high gain. The Jubilee can. And it can do clean, mid-gain, high gain, and I love it because of that. The Studio Vintage does that kind of like, you know, mid-classic kind of gain, and that kind of like, it does amazing cleans, the Studio Vintage. It's really sparkly clean, it's like a Fender. Like all Plexis are, you know, Plexis on low volume give you some of the best clean tones ever. They really do. They're just, to be honest with you, PeopleTube, I need to do a video on the Plexi because I still think it's the most, I think it's one of the best amps ever made. I not only in the fact of how it looks amazing, but like what you can do with it is just outrageous. It really is like, you know, a blank canvas. But coming back to the Jubilee, because I'm getting distracted because I love these things so much and I'm now drunk on volume, which is always good. The Jubilee just gives me a little bit more. It gives me that kind of like, you know, a bit more high gain, but I can get the John Frusciante thing. I can get like, you know, my distortion sound out of it. It just gives me a little bit more, just a tad more versatile than the Studio Vintage there. And it's just a beast. It's just a beast. This is a reissue and it sounds amazing. And having played through an original as well, sounds like that. You know, they don't sound any different. They don't feel any different to me. You know, all amps are obviously slightly different. No amp is the same. Well, apart from my number one choice, but we'll get to that in a bit. But, well, kind of, but not really actually. No, so I'll get to that when I get to it. I'll talk about it in a bit. But, so the Jubilee, PeopleTube, I could play through this thing all day. And again, straight in with no pedals, with like, you know, a Les Paul or a Strat. Forget about it. So good. It's so good. Anyway, number 7 and 6, I think. Let's go on to number 5. I think it's number 5. I can't count anymore. I don't even care. I'm too happy. I'm really enjoying this. Can you tell? Anyway, let's go on. Let's move on to whatever the next one is. I don't even know anymore. Okay, PeopleTube, on to number 5 now. The top 5. In at number 5 is the Dual Baby 100 by Orange. This thing is a tad good. This is actually my backup amp / main amp for Red Giant. And I can happily plug into this thing straight with no pedals. I can happily plug this thing into my pedal board. Either way, it sounds amazing. It's nice, small, it's compact. It's not, I wouldn't say it's light, but it's just,
it's just ace. Orange killed it with this series of amps. They really did. Like there's the Gain Baby, the Jewel Baby, and the Pedal Baby. This is my favorite out of all three. They said when I reviewed them, they said, oh, if you can keep your favorite. And so I was like this. I said I'll keep the Jewel Baby because it's just. I spent a lot of time with all three as well, and this is the one that came out on top for me. So this is now number 5. And again, this is one of those amps that like I don't want to lose. Every time I plug it into it, I just love it so much. It sounds amazing. It feels amazing to play through. It looks cool as all hell. I just love it to bits. It's so good. The only thing I wish it had on it was an emulated out. I wish I had the ability, because you have to use an IR with it if you're going to use it on like a DI out. I wish there was an ability to have like, you know, cab sim on or off. Then you could have a choice, but it's literally just like off, so you can't do anything about it. So that kind of makes the line out a bit of a pig for me, because I don't use IRs. I don't really like IRs. They feel a bit I don't use IRs. I say they feel a bit strange, but I do use them in a way, but I don't really understand how to use them. And I like certain DIs, and like the DI that's inside the Super Crush is fantastic. I wish there was the ability to have that cab sim with the open and close back and off. You know what I mean? I would love it to have like all 3 of those things. I'm being greedy basically, Pikachu, but it doesn't. Anyway, it doesn't matter either way. This thing is a fantastic amp. I love it to bits. For a long time, I was using channel A. I've recently just started using channel B because I like it more. The more I play through this thing, more I understand it. The more I love it. It really is one of those things, and it's just a fantastic amp. And like I say, this is my backup / main amp for Red Giant, and it's just fantastic. I've gigged it. I've used it live. It sounds amazing. It's consistently good. Orange nailed it with these things. And again, I put the Red Giant logo in the middle of the thingy there. And I love the fact it's 100 watt. I'm a big 100 watt amp fan, as you can tell by the rundown so far. Apart from the Studio Vintage, which is 20 watt, but it might as well be 100 because it's so incredibly loud. Interesting fact of the Studio Vintage is when the Studio Vintage is on 6, the Jubilee has to be on 10, because the Jubilee just can't keep up with the Studio Vintage. Anyway, in at number 5, the orange Jewel Baby 100 Pivot Tube. Fantastic thing. Absolutely amazing. Nothing more to say. now we have the Fender Stage 100 DSP. This was originally a combo, but I had my friend Andy at FA Guitar Cabs converted to just a head, so I can use it with whatever I want. And I think this is one of the best amps ever made, the Fender Stage. I really do. It's a real forgotten high gain amp. A lot of people talk about the Marshall valve states, the 8080s, I think they are, the 100 watt valve states, the ones that bands like Miss Sugar used. I think these are better. They have inbuilt effects. They have it's a 3-channel amplifier which you can control via a foot switch. You can go from clean to slightly broken up to mass distortion. You can control the effects, turn them off and on. It's almost like a Katana before a Katana. Because I forget when these were bought out. I think they're a 90s amp. But I forget. It could be early 2000s. I forget now. I'm not up on the history on them because basically I just like them for what they are. But I'm going to have to do a video on these things again because they're just beastly. They really are. I've got 2. Unfortunately, the other one I've got has been modded and not in a good way. It's a bit dodgy. The amp sounds great, but it tends to overheat and start smoking. So we're going to have to get that looked at. The other one is a combo, but like I say, I've had this one converted to just a head, and it's going through this bottom 412 here, and it sounds amazing. And I just love, like at this point in time, I've got delay and reverb on it, and it just sounds amazing. It's really, really cool, like ambient. Mass distortion. Turn the delay off. Turn the reverb stupid. I can't play metal, but it's just ace. I love that thing to bits. So in at number 4, PeopleTube, Fender Stage 100, another 100 watt solid state head. Well, technically was a combo, now is a head, but another 100 watt, very, very loud amplifier. But great for pedals, great straight in, you name it, it does it, basically, is that thing. But it's got more of that kind of like American distortion sound. It's a bit more kind of down the line of that kind of Mesa Boogie thing. It's not really a Marshall sound, which would be a bit weird because it's a Fender. But it's got that more kind of like American-y kind of sound to it. And I love it for that. But again, sounds great with pedals and it just does the job. Fender Stage 100. Okie dokie, PeopleTube, we are into the top 3 of my favourite amps at this point in time, but I think these top 3 are my favourite. Well, to be honest, for all fairness, be a PeopleTube, I think these top 5 are my favourite of all time amps. They're going to be hard to be beat, let's put it that way. So, in at number 3 is the glorious Orange CR120. I remember when these things came out. I remember Orange, Andertons did a little thing on them, not Orange. Andertons did a little thing on it, and I heard about Orange doing a little solid state amp. And at the time, weirdly enough, Old Hat, the guitar shop I used to work in, just been contacted by Orange to become a stockist. And I remember I met James from Orange, and he had a CR120 in the boot of his car. He was going around from shop to shop, and he let me play for a CR120, and I was like, want one of these? And they very kindly gave me this one and this cab 2013, I think it was, or 2014, and I've been using it ever since, and it just went straight in as one of my all-time favorite amps, and still is. I still use it near enough every day. It's in this room, it's always plugged in, I always play through it, and and it just sounds amazing. It's dark, but it's a beast. Okay, but yeah, it's an absolute monster. Just a great amp with tube. I just love it to bits. I definitely prefer it to the Super Crush. When the orange Super Crush came out, I switched for a bit to the Super Crush, and then I did a bit of a kind of like, I used the Super Crush for a bit live. I used the orange for quite a long time live. And then I went to the Super Crush, and the Super Crush was really good, but I always kept coming back to the CR120. I love the Super Crush to bits, but it ain't in the top 10 for a reason. The CR120 is in the top 3 for a reason. The CR120 is just superior to me. It always will be now. For a while, I was a bit, I think I had the wow factor of the Super Crush, but the CR120, man, is a beast. Anyway, so that's number 3. In at number 2 now is the Marshall MG100 HDFX. This amp was the amp that taught me how to get sound, a good sound. Before that, I didn't really know what I was doing. When I got my Marshall MG, my first one in 2004, I understood how to get a good sound for it. It's just, every time I plug into the MG, it's just amazing, and I love it with the DS2. It was the first amp that got me close to that John Frusciante tone that I just wanted so badly, you know, and it still, to me, is like one of the best amps ever made, and will be forever, you know, and I own 4 of them at this point in time. One needs to go to the amp doctor, it's not very well, but I've got 4 of them, and they all sound slightly different, but they're all amazing, and it all sounds consistent. And again, I'm a consistency sound nut, but number 2, people tube, the Marshall MG100. Again, if you notice, most of my amps are all 100 watt amps. Anyway, it's just amazing. I love it to bits. I've used it on both all Red Giant recordings at this point in time. The new EP is just dominant. The Marshall MG, it's over there. It's the amp I call it the Red Giant because it is got the branding on it. But that MG is a beast. This is the third one I ever bought. And then I've got my first one, which is called the Fish. The second one is the Red Giant. This is the third one I ever bought. I bought this off my ex-partner Joe's brother, and again I have them converted as well. I have two of them converted into these full-size Super Lead head boxes, so they look like Plexis, because Plexis are the best looking amp to me in the world. Anyway, so that's number 2. People of a Tube. Can you guess what number 1 might be? Can you? I'm just going to check we're just still recording. I'm very aware that when I film my phone, I could run out of memory at any time, so it could be a bit disturbing. But can you think for 1 second, PeterTube, which amp could be my all-time number 1 amp? Is this uncomfortable enough yet? Anyway, yes, the Boss Katana, people of the Tube, is my all-time number 1 amp. And I think it will be forever. I really do. Like, especially now, like for the longest time, it was kind of like second space below the MG. And I still love the MG and the CR120 2 bits. Like, no one's ever going to change that. But the Katana, because I toured with it, and every night it just delivered. And it was loud, it was punchy, it sounded amazing, it's consistent. I can go straight into it if my pedal board fails. They're just amazing. I'm convinced, PeterTube, that the Katana is destined to go down in history as one of the biggest selling best amps in the world. And if it doesn't, I'm going to eat my own face, because honestly, I always say if there's a sound you want, it's in the Boss Katana. It's got everything. It really does have everything. They're loud, they're giggable, they're robust, they can hack anything you throw at them. Like, they just are amazing. If you kill a Katana, it's your fault. That is literally the way it is. You've done something that's wrong, and no amp can stand that kind of thing. Because literally, I have tested mine to like the max. My gigging one, the one I used for gigging, was in my van for an entire month, getting pulled in and out. It got dropped at one point. It's had stuff stacked on top of it. It's been kicked. It's had stuff spilt on it, and it keeps going. It was just like, I've got you there. Every night I plugged it in, turned it on. It was just like, I've got you. You know, and that is, and consistency of sound. It sounded huge. I never had to touch the EQ. No matter what room I was in, it always sounded the same. Again, it's another thing I love about solid state amplifiers. You can't do that with a valve amp. For some reason, they feel a bit, they need altering slightly because of rooms, but not very much. Every now and again, but solid state amps, I've never had that. You know what I mean? I just you set it and forget it. And the Katana is just one of the best. It's just, if not the best amp ever made, to me, my opinion. It really is just the one. It's a desert island amp. If somebody said you can only have one amp for the rest of your life, it would be a Boss Katana, because they're just superior. They're just amazing. I cannot gush enough about them. From a moment I plugged into the first 50 watt I got back in 2017, something like that, whenever it was, I was just sold. And I still am to this day. And I say it every time, I still don't think Boss fully understand what they've done with these things. They are absolutely the amp to end all amps. They're amazing. They sound great, they feel great. You can plug straight into them. You don't need the Tone Studio. So many people, that's something me and my friend Richard were talking about the other day. So many people get put off the Katana because they think they need the Tone Studio and software to make it work. You don't. You really don't. You know, you can plug straight. I've used the Tone Studio once, and I did a video on it getting a Univibe. Other than that, I've never touched the Tone Studio again. Don't need to. I can get everything I want from the panel. You don't need to download anything into it. You don't need any of that. It's just great out of the box. They sound fantastic. They're consistently good. The artist, the standard stuff. I mean, I live. I don't even use the artist. I use just the standard 100 watt head. That's it. You know, and it sounds amazing. It really does. I love it. I just would not be without a Katana. I just love them to bits. So they're my number one amp. But you know what's better than the Katana? It's the Katana, the Marshall MG, and the Orange CR120 all together in harmony. And one of the best things about that Pure Tube is these amps all run in the same phase. None of them are out of phase with each other. So all three, I don't have to flip phase on either. They all run the same. MG, CL120, Boss Katana, they all run together. And as you take them away and add them in, it's really cool. So this is just the MG. Orange, ready? So there you go, Pure Tube. That's my top 10 favourite amps. I can guarantee, that I can pretty much guarantee actually, unless something else comes along to blow any of these off the top spot, I can guarantee probably the top 5 will probably never change. My top 3 has never really changed for a long time. You know, the MG was always my favourite. When the CL120 came along, it was the MG and the CL120. And when the Katana came along, it was Katana, MG and CL120. And they're still my top 3 amps. And if I could gig with this setup, MG, CR, and Katana, I would. I can't, sadly. But if if Red Giant ever make it big, you can guarantee this is going to be my setup. We're not going to make it big, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. But you know, theoretically speaking, and one can dream that I could use this one day on a big stage, this would be a setup, and I would. It's just heavenly. I love the sound of it. It just sounds monstrous. It really does. And again, I love how they're all in phase with each other. Not a single amp is out of phase. They're just all in the same thing. It's just outrageous. They all add to the sound, and it's just a beast of a setup. I love it to bits. These three jobs are good. Anyway, PeopleTube, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it's been a bit of a giggle and a bit of fun. Out of all these 10 amps, which ones would be your favorite and why? Which one did you prefer the sound of and why? What order would you put these in? Also, what's your favorite amp? What is your favorite amp of all time? What's your top 10? Let us know in the comment section below. Anyway, I'm going to get off now. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Like I say, I hope this has been fun and enjoyable. If you didn't know, I have a guitar course out now. Link to that is in the description box below. Top link if you want to get better at kind of guitar soloing and turning off of this to solo, which is the main goal of my soloing course, is to get you to not think about playing, just play. That's the key here. That's my goal with that course, is to get you to just play unconsciously. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, in the description box below there is a link to my guitar course. There's also a link to my Patreon if you want to support this channel, keep this channel going, if you like what I do here. There's also links to my social media stuff, and also a link to my band Red Giant as well. So thank you very much indeed for watching, PeopleTube. I'll see you again very soon for another one. Have a great morning, afternoon, good evening. Goodbye now. Cheers. Amplifiers and guitars, PeopleTube, and pedals. Is there anything better in the world? No. There isn't. It's a rhetorical question. See you later.